Hello everybody, this is your professor from the Java programming class. This is a simple video or a short video where I would like to go over the assignment or assignment 6.1 and 6.2 that I'm releasing for this week. So let me explain what is it that I'm wanting for you all to do. First off, I would like for you to go over chapter 12 and chapter 13. Both those chapters have some worked out programs, and I would like for you all to work out the program so that you can have a working version of the program. This is important because this is also a chapter where you are incorporating your Java FX scene builder tool along with the programming. So for the first assignment, I want you to take the tip calculator program, and I give you two options. One option is if you only get the tip calculator program to work well, then you can submit that program. Make sure you follow the grading rubric. But if you do that, you are going to be missing out those 5 points. So let me read what I'm asking you to do for this particular assignment. So this is your chance to be creative and create something new or different. If you choose to create the same program from the book, then you will miss some points. Look at the rubric for the breakdown. So for the first one, if you choose to create just the working version of the tip calculator program, then you're going to be missing out on this 5 points. So you are going to get your points for your, having the code file submitted, the .java file. Make sure that you submit me the screenshot, because unless you give me the ran program screenshots, which means that you might have to take multiple screenshots where if you use the tip, you can put in a value and you calculate, you would capture a screenshot. You could put in a different amount or maybe slide it with a different amount, and then you should calculate it, and you capture that screenshot. So I want you to give me some or multiple screenshots to show me that the program is working with some values changed in there. And if you decide to submit only the tip calculator, then you're not going to get this 5 points. You're going to get 20 points out of everything. Make sure you submit your screenshot and then your program file, and of course write your assessment and reflection and challenges. Now make sure you write that in a separate Word document, and in the same Word document insert your program screenshots. Okay, and then you can send me the code file. This modified version, you can come into your assessment reflection, that Word document. You can pretty much write a few sentences about what is it that you have modified in the program. Okay, so this section of modified version should be included in the assessment reflection, where you tell me a little bit about the changes that you have made. So to make it a little simpler to you all, I give you some some help or some hints. So you can use the tip calculator as a template, but then make it a tax calculator. So sticking pretty close to your tip calculator. So now I'm not going to call it a tip, but it's a tax calculator, and I can have a slider where I have a default of 6%, but then I can always slide in my taxes to see if I could change it. So that's a simple example where you can actually change it from a tip to a tax calculator. So I said, if you want to make that change, you can do so. Okay, so that's your 6.1. All right, you have two programs this time, so now it's a 6.2, again 25 points. So again, in this one, I ask you to be creative and modify any of the programs. Okay, so chapter 13 has about 3 or 4 programs, and you can take any of the programs. So I just give you some examples. I said, for example, you could choose the color chooser application and make the following modifications. And the modifications are, you could actually add more colors to the color palette. Okay, you could add more colors to the color palette. So remember how that application only has red, green, and blue. Now you can add maybe 4 other colors to it, or you can change the color into, instead of red, green, and blue, you can add some more color or change some more color to it. So you can make some of those modifications. Or another example could be you can take the cover viewer application and make it into maybe a tour guide application or a learning guide. So if you're going to make it into a tour guide, you can have countries, instead of the individual titles, you could have name of the countries, and then as soon as you click on the country, then there's a picture of that country or a picture of a nice place of that country that can come up. Okay, and it can be countries, it can be some maybe you focus on, you want to create a picture viewer for your travel to Grand Canyon. So then you can have the individual sites that you have visited, and there's a picture that associates with it. So you can so tour guide, picture guide, anything. Or you could make it into a learning guide where how you can have an object, let's say a semi truck, and then image comes up. There's a car, then an image comes up. There is elephant, and then the image comes up. So you have to collect some of those pictures and create, or and put it in the right folder. So that's basically what I want you to do for 6.2. Now again, I gave you example of a color chooser or a cover viewer, but there are other programs. If you want to take any of those and change it, modify it according to your need, I'm absolutely fine with it. And then if you look at the rubric again, if you do not do any of the modification, if you just get one of the programs from the book in a working condition, then you're going to lose the 5 points. I mean, you're going to get all the other 5 points, that the program code, the RAN program screenshot, assessment, reflection, and challenges. Now again, same thing like the previous one, the RAN program screenshots are very important. If you need to take multiple screenshots to show me that your program is working, then I would want you to do that. Hopefully that clarifies the 6.1 assignment. If you still have questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you.